All right, let's talk about the tournament before we get started. Again, these anglers vying for the top 10 today. They've got a Bassmaster Classic spot on the line. We started out with 188 anglers coming into this event, and then we whittled it down to the top 10. And that's where we stand at this moment. Before we get started, it's been a fantastic year. I'm going to invite our friends from St. Croix Rods up, Mr. Jesse Simpkins. We've got a special presentation for you guys. Let's give Jesse a round of applause again. Again, Jesse, thank you this year for titling our series. And I'm going to hand the mic over to you.
Thanks so much, Hank. First of all, what a great season. St. Croix is really proud to be the title sponsor, but really it's these guys that make this happen. So give a round of applause to Hank and the entire Bass crew for making this happen. And also to the anglers. Without them, we wouldn't be here. They put their heart and soul into this, and what a great tournament this is and has been. And it's going to be an exciting end here. This spring, St. Croix, along with Texas Fish and Game, challenged Texas high school students to do a conservation challenge. We did 7 different challenges. They were to do this via social media, and we measured each one of these. It's really incumbent upon us to give back to the youth and make sure that they know what's going on and coming up and to be great anglers and great conservationists. And so we did this process, and we're happy to be able to bring on a young man, Austin Yeager. Come on up. He's a winner of a $1,000 scholarship from St. Croix Rod for being the winner of this year's Conservation Challenges. Congratulations. Thank you so very much. Chester, really, you guys helped do this and helped put it together. Why don't you give us a couple of words on how this came about?
Well, Jesse was saying that St. Croix really wanted to dig deep into the high school bass fishing world and inspire young people to not just be the next generation of conservationists, but the now generation. And so we try to put our heads together and thought of some ways to get young people to use social media, which they're way better at than we are, to do this. And so we put the word out, and there was a lot of participation. But Austin not only did things for multiple challenges, but even did his own stuff for alligator gar catcher and least conservation and just fishing in general. So it's an honor and privilege that this young man is up here getting this scholarship. And I want to thank St. Croix for making this possible and Bassmaster for having us up here on the platform.
Thank you very much. Austin, do you want to say anything?
No.
All right. Spoken like a true social mediaist. All right, thank you very much. We're going to get a couple pictures, but we really appreciate this, and I'm really happy that we're able to do this here in the state of Texas. Thanks for letting us do that, Hank. I really appreciate it.
All right, how awesome is that? I love it. That shows you what kind of partner St. Croix Rods is. They're not just the title of the series. They're giving back, and again, we appreciate you guys and your commitment to the sport of fishing. Okay, you've heard me talk about it. This is number 9 on this series. So we had 3 different divisions, 3 tournaments in each division, right? And we had 83 anglers sign up for all 3 divisions. And we have an overall Angler of the Year. We have Angler of the Years in each division, and then we have the overall for all the anglers fishing in all 9 divisions. And again, there's 3 Bassmaster Elite Series berths in each division and 3 in the overall. So when you hear me reference overall, that's what I'm talking about. And we're now at the moment where we can finally crown that overall Angler of the Year, the angler who competed and finished higher on average over any other angler inside that 83-man field who fished in all 9. And I'm pleased to bring him up to the stage, your 2022 St. Croix Bassmaster Open Series Angler of the Year with 1,507 points from Pike Road, Alabama. Let's get loud for him, Mr. Keith Poche. And it was a fantastic season. Come on up. We're going to give you the hardware, then we'll talk for a second. There's Derek Hudnall, Bassmaster Elite Series angler. Keith Beauchet's headed back to the Elite Series, and there he is, your Angler of the Year. Let's hear it for him. Thank you, Keith. We got another thing, too. Mr. Jesse Simpkins, we're going to bring you up here. We got a check. There's a $10,000 prize that goes with that. And there you go. Again, your St. Croix Bassmaster Angler of the Year, Opens Angler of the Year, Keith Bochet, $10,000. Yeah, that's good at the bank if you want, you know.
Biggest check I ever got here.
We can set that aside for a second. Let's chat, man. 1,507 points. I think I didn't write that down, but you're about 79 points ahead of your closest contender, and you did it out of an 18.2-foot boat. I know that, very specifically from the James River, but just awesome to watch you this whole year, Keith.
Yeah, I tell you, it's also powered by a 90-horse Mercury, so, speed's not my thing, so I'm running 40 miles an hour everywhere I go, and, it's been a fun year, and that's what I do, my off-the-grid series. I don't know if you guys watched it. I've been a little busy this year. I hadn't really filmed too many lately, but, it's just something that I enjoy doing. It's the style of fishing that I've kind of grown into, and it's junk fishing. It's going way back in places, just doing kind of off the cuff deal, and going places where other guys don't go or can't go. And it's a lot of work into it, but, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm having fun. When you're having fun, you're confident with yourself, you're making good decisions, and that's what I did all year. A lot of times I wasn't really on anything, and a lot of times these events, I didn't go way back in somewhere. I just fished the main lake with everybody else, and I just made good decisions, and I was comfortable, and it all worked out. But at the end of the day, I could not have done this without the support from my family, my wife, my kids at home, and all my sponsors, Fenwick Rods, Berkeley, and Abu Garcia, Gator Tracks Boats, Mercury. I mean, all the support means the world to me, and it's just been fun to do this, and I'm really thankful to get it done this year.
Again, let's recap it a little bit. I mean, we won the Red River. We punched our ticket to the Bassmaster Classic. We qualified for the Elite Series during the Northern Opens. So we got some decisions to make, but the big decision I got for you is what kind of boat we're going to run next year. We're going to stick to the. You got two boats right now, right? A larger one and a small one, but you did pretty well in that smaller boat this year.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards that one, just because it allows me to do what I like to do. And whether I'm going back in somewhere or not, I have that comfortability that I have that option. And I feel comfortable doing it. I make good decisions, and I'm just a little different. And I think that's what it takes. No matter what your style is, no matter if you fish or whatever you do in your life, your daily walk. I mean, do what you want to do and be happy, because that's how you're going to be successful in life. Don't worry about what anybody else says. Don't worry about all the chatter and this and that, because if you worry about you, because that's all that matters, and you and your family. And it took me 41 years to realize that. I used to worry about what people thought and this and that, but at the end of the day, I mean, you have to be comfortable with yourself, and that's what I am right now today, and I'm so thankful that I'm doing it. Yeah.
But I do want to point this out, especially all the high schoolers listening up. You don't have to have the 21-foot boat with all the electronics. Great. We've got sponsors who are electronic people, but I even heard you mention, and you've got some great sponsors on your larger boat and your smaller boat, but you said sometimes you just got to get back to the basics, and you don't have to have the biggest boat to take on some hardware and be successful and have fun out on the water.
Absolutely. I've had a second, I've had a first, and I've won the AOY. And it's okay to have that boat, the live scope. I have live scope on my big Gator tracks, and I utilize it at times. But at the end of the day, you have to do what you like to do and what you feel comfortable with. I'm all for big boats. I'm all for whatever that angler wants to do. Whether he wants to get a little boat, get a big boat, whether he wants to not run a ground, have this, have that, have at it. Because that's what it's all about. Being able to be successful and doing what you like to do the way you want to do it.
You had a tough day on day one, but you rounded it back with the second largest bag. Logan Latuso kind of squashed that pretty hard with his 31-pound bag, but you had a 21-pound bag. That's a pretty. I felt like you probably had a little bit of pressure on you yesterday because you knew it was all on the line. Because at one point it was in jeopardy after day one, but you got it done.
Yeah, I tell you, that was my goal coming into this event, is to get the AOY, get it done. Of course, I want to win. That's number one. And I told you before the event, I found them. I was on them. I had two areas that I was catching the fish, and the weather pushed in. And, of course, anytime you're fishing shallow fish, the weather always plays a factor in that, especially on a cold front. So I had two places. I chose one because I just thought that may set up better, and I was wrong. Unfortunately, I didn't have a good day, and that's part of it. You have to regroup and go back again. And of course, I knew that I had the potential to catch a good bag, and man, I tell you, I did.
You did, and it got you the AOY. One more time, hold up that hardware, and let's hear it one more time for your 2022 St. Croix Bassmaster Opens AOY. Keith Poche, $10,000. He's the victor at the Red River, head of the Classic, and qualified for the Elite Series. Thank you, Keith. We'll get one more picture there. There you go. All right, as he gets that, we're going to set the stage. We'll open up with the anthem, and then we'll be ready to go. Several storylines if you are following along on live today. Again, I focus in on three things. Bassmaster Classic berth. We got Keith Combs battling it out, his last chance to get to the Classic. We have a few Classic qualifiers already. Tristan McCormick's punched his ticket to the Classic, so has Tyler Rivette. So we'll be talking about that as the weigh-in happens. We also have two crucial Bassmaster Elite Series berths. Kyle Norsetter right now is 1 point out coming into 10th place today. He needs to finish 1 place higher or higher. He punches his ticket to the Bassmaster Elite Series next year. Logan Latuso jumped to the lead yesterday. He climbed 100 spots yesterday to get to where he was. That put him in 2nd place in the Bassmaster Elite Series qualifications of the Central AOY. The challenge for Logan today was he can finish 7th or better and punch his ticket to the Bassmaster Elite Series. If he finishes 8th or worse, we've got to go back and look at tiebreakers and do all kind of crazy calculations. So we know if he's 7th or better, he punches his ticket to the Bassmaster Classic. And no, not to mention the $43,000 going to the winner. So a lot of stuff happening today, and we're getting ready to get started. But before we do, we always honor our great nation that we live in. So if everyone would please rise, remove your hats, as we honor America with the playing of our anthem. All right, I can't weigh our fish without our main man on stage. Let's welcome him up from Texas High School Bass Nation, Mr. Caden Wick. Mick, come on up, Caden. He's been working hard. We're going to have him get the scales ready to go. Again, if they take the lead, this is the famous or infamous hot seat. This is where all these anglers want to be. Getting these scales checked and ready to go. All right, that's it. We are ready. We are locked and loaded on 5 pounds. We're ready. It's the final championship Saturday. You guys ready? Sam Rayburn, you ready? All right. Let's do it. Coming into today in 10th place, he's from Cottage Grove, Wisconsin. A major day for him today. Come on up, Kyle Norsetter. 28-14 through his 2 days of fishing. 5 in the bag. You need just 8-4 to take over the lead. Looking for 8-4. 14 pounds, 13 ounces, and Kyle Norsetter jumps into the lead with 43-11 through his 3 days of fishing. Again, we are trying to avoid 10th place. Stay right here in the middle, look straight ahead. There he is, your new leader out of Cottage Grove, Wisconsin, Kyle Norsetter with 43-11. All right, you knew the pressure. You knew coming into today, and you fished your heart out. It was awesome to watch you on live today.
Yeah, definitely. Started at my first spot and didn't get one on the first point, moved to the second, caught my second largest fish for the bag, and then went back to the inlet in the little cove area where the wind was blowing yesterday, where I got my whole limit and ended up catching 3 back-to-back, the big one that was in my bag and another good one and then the smaller one. Moved around a little bit and then ended up going down to mid-lake more and called one fish, caught a couple other smaller ones, and then that was that. Couldn't get another bite the rest of the day.
Let me bump those tunes down just a little bit so everybody else can hear you. So it looked like a white-bladed jig was a big bait for you this week, especially was today, it looked like.
Yeah, honestly, that was the bait that I caught all my fish on, just covering water and very, very specific weed points with tapered weed edges from deep to shallow. It just depended on the moment. Used a 3/8 and a half ounce so that way I could fish it deeper. One with the 6-to-1 gear ratio and another one with the 7-to-1 gear ratio. Both the same rod.
Well, I know it was high stress today. You knew we talked about it last night with where we were, and how was it today? I just want to know mentally how you were. What were the games going on through Kyle's head today?
Excited. I just knew that I had to catch them, and plain and simple, I could not slip up, could not lose a fish. I did not lose a fish. I landed all my fish, even the 7 inchers that I caught. So that was very key. The first day, I lost 2. That would have gave me another pound. So definitely that wears on you when you lose fish. So capitalized on all of that and just kept my focus even when the bites weren't coming.
Some thank yous.
Yeah, I'd like to thank all my sponsors. Again, like I said before, my soon-to-be wife, Amber, and my kids traveled with me down here for the last event. This was the first one they've ever traveled with me. Another thing that was getting to me last night, just because of the situation that I'm in, my dad passed away unexpectedly in 19. So just kind of tough not having him here, of course, to call and talk to him about that, because he loved to hunt, loved to fish, and everything else. So, you know, it got me a little tickled last night, just the kind of situation that I was in. Got past that and just stayed focused, so definitely.
Take over the hot seat. We'll see how long you can last. You need to last at least one angler. And let's see. He's from Benton, Illinois. He's a former college bracket champion in 2020. This is his 3rd top 10 in the Opens this year. Come on up, Trevor McKinney. All right, Trevor, 28-15 through your 2 days of fishing. We've got 2 in the bag today. 3 pounds, 13 ounces. Going to jump you up to 4th place. Let's grab in there and hold those up with a 3-day total of 32 pounds and 12 ounces. So Trevor McKinney, again, this is his 3rd top 10 of this year. It's been a great season for him. It's a good way to end. You fished till the final day. You know, you made the cut. And, again, it's been a great open season for you this year, Trevor.
It's been a really good season. I barely squeaked in the cut, and I fished for the win today, and I just didn't get the bites. I covered about 100 miles of shoreline, it feels like, but I just didn't get the bites today. But I knew there was potential doing what I was doing, and I stuck to it and just didn't get the bites.
Well, you stay at it. You're going to be here a long, long time because you've been very successful in a very tough field that is the Bassmaster Opens. I see a lot of people on that shirt. Who do you want to thank for a great season this year?
Yeah, I want to thank everybody that's helped me out this season. Shimano, G. Loomis, Crestliner provided me with a boat. Like I said, I ran that boat all over the lake. Rapala, just everybody that's helped me out this year, and I couldn't do it without them, especially my family. They're always there for me.
Trevor, it's been a pleasure this year watching you fish. He is a former college bracket champion. Let's hear it one more time for him. He's in 4th place. You know what just happened?
Yeah, I know what just happened.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Now let's see if we can climb the ladder.
There you go. He just punched his ticket to the 2023 Bassmaster Elite Series. How's that sound? It's got to feel good. That's done. Now let's just make some money.
Yeah, definitely. Let's climb that ladder and see what happens.
All right, well, this is a big one to come across because he is an Elite Series angler. He was leading day number 1. Let's welcome him up from Raceland, Louisiana, Tyler Rivette. Come on up. 29-9 through Tyler's 2 days of fishing. 5 in the bag. You need 14-3 to unseat Kyle. Look for 14-3. 10 pounds, 5 ounces. Jumps Tyler up to 2nd place with a 3-day total of 39 pounds and 14 ounces. And he already told me he's headed to the woods, and what better way to end his season with a top 10. He's in 2nd at the moment. And there you go, Tyler Rivette out of Raceland, Louisiana. Like I said, you know, you make it to the final day, a top 10 going out, and it's a good way to end the season.
I'll take it. It was I wasn't expecting it coming here. It was just one of those deals. I paid it up, and I'm like, man, I guess I'm gonna go. And sure enough, I loved it. I'm glad I came. I would have been mad if I missed it. And I actually did the same exact thing me and my girlfriend did exactly 1 year ago today that we were catching them. So I was just over here doing the same thing, and it worked. The first day, that's how I caught all my fish. I was just jerking the dam and live scoping. I live scoped 24/7 the whole tournament. And I can't feel my neck right now because I've been staring down the whole day. But it was a great tournament. I rode that 20-pound bag all the way to here. So I'm glad I had my limit. It was a long, long, boring day.
How much gas did you burn this week?
Like 4 gallons. And I just broke my boat in. I only have like 3 hours on it still. So I've been doing about 4,500 RPMs everywhere. Just taking my time. But I love the new boat. It's that new Phoenix 920. And, man, it rides awesome.
These guys were talking about how rough it was, but I would chuckle every time they would cut over to you. It was just smooth because the wind was blowing over your head today at the dam.
Oh, I was thinking smart. I wasn't getting beat up. I was just going to stay there. And I knew there were some big ones there. I seen them. They were 3 inches away from a bait every cast. And it was just to get that one to trigger. And I lost a good one right away. But that's how it goes. And I just want to thank the Tyndalls for caring for me all week. They've been feeding me. I mean, I'm full. I'm still full from last night and the night before. They've just been doing awesome. And Jack's sitting out there in his boat today watching me. That had to be the boringest thing ever. And I have to thank the Gauthiers. They let me stay at their place this week. It's a great place up here. And, of course, the Jones, my new family I got right here. So I'm glad y'all came up.
Good to see you, Tyler. Great job again. Second place with 39.14. We're still climbing. All right. Yeah, this guy's a hammer on this pond. He's a hammer in general, but especially on this pond. 29-10 through his 2 days of fishing. He's from Huntington, Texas. He's an Elite Series angler. Let's welcome him to the stage, Keith Combs. All right, here we go. 29-10 through his 2 days of fishing. 5 in the bag, looking for 14.2. 16 pounds, 11 ounces. And Keith Combs takes over the lead with a 3-day total of 46 pounds and 5 ounces. And he has not qualified for the Classic yet, but if he's in first at the end of the tournament, he will do that. Let's hear it for your new leader. All right, Keith. You've been very consistent, one of the more consistent anglers all week, and around 14, 15 pounds, and then we kicked it up a little bit today with a 16-pound bag.
Yeah, my weight's improved a little bit every day, but it's been tough. I mean, you know, the mornings are pretty good for me. Luckily, yesterday I did catch a big fish, 6-pounder that kind of helped me out. But it's not your typical Rayburn. We've talked about that every day. It's this lake's awesome. It's the best lake in the state, no doubt about it. But it's in a little funk right now, so I'm proud to get what I got.
I heard you mention on live though you were happy to get what you were happy to do what you wanted to do or what you were happy doing out there today. So it seems like it did set up to how you like to fish.
I did. I get to fish my strengths. You know, I like to fish offshore, and anytime you're doing that on this lake, you got a chance to really have a great day. You know, and we've seen that 30-pound bag, and we've seen some big bags this week. I like to just be in that position, but it's tough. And you're always, you know, I had some shallow fish, and they were always calling my name. I'm like, man, I could go up there and catch a couple. And yesterday I did, and that's the only reason I made it to today.
You're in the lead now, and that also would have a Bassmaster Classic ticket on the other end of it if you were to stay in first place at the end of this tournament.
Let's just shut it off right now.
There we go. We can. I can't do that, but you know, again, you know, we didn't quite make it in the Elite Series, but I know you know how special that is, punching your ticket to the Classic.
It is. I mean, man, if you miss it, if you've ever made the Classic and you miss it, it's the most painful thing on earth.
But if you make it,
it's awesome.
There we go. Have a seat. Your new leader. Let's hear it for Kyle Norsetter. He's headed to the Elites again. Kyle, congrats on that. And we will see you in 2023, and we'll see how long Keith Combs can last. All right, next up, he's also a Texas angler. He's won an Open before at Lake Neely Henry. Come on up from Granbury, Texas, Cody Bird. All right, Cody, 30 pounds and 2 ounces through your 2 days of fishing. To unseat Keith, you need 16.4. 9 pounds in an ounce. Going to jump you up to 4th place with 39 pounds, 3 ounces through your 3 days of fishing. Let's hold him up. Going to be a great finish for Cody Bird. Again, he is a former Opens champion a couple of years ago at Lake Neely Henry in Alabama. And he's going to have a top 10 finish here at the final event of the season in 4th place right now. All right, Cody, you mentioned it yesterday. You said you kind of felt like it was drying up a little bit. Do we think that's just inevitably what happened today?
You know, to tell you the truth, I got more bites today than I thought I would. I got a good many bites. I just couldn't hook up with them. I was pitching 1 ounce weight with plastics and mats, and it's always a funny bite. They'll grab that big old weight and not hold on to it. It's kind of tricky. Some days they'll really get it, and the wind's blowing so hard it was hard for me to detect when they'd bite. Half the time, you know, they would let go before I even knew they had it. I missed a lot of fish, but it was a good tournament. You know, I feel like I maxed out what I'd found, you know, for Rayburn. I'm like, Keith, I want to fish offshore here, but I just never did find the goods to do good. But it was a good tournament. I would like to thank Skeeter Boats. You know, their 75th anniversary is coming up, and I've been with them 23 years in Skeeter. I'm with the #1 dealer in the nation, Fun and Sun, and Fun Sun Boat's been so good to me, man. All the guys out there, Lancelot, Jeff, Fandango, all of them keep me in a boat and keep me rolling. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I mean, they're great, and I'm sure that Skeeter held up pretty well on that little choppy boat ride back.
I was so glad to have that 21-footer today. You don't even know. I dreaded it that last hour coming back, but it wasn't too bad. We cut across the lake and snuck in behind the woods and come on down the lake, so it wasn't too bad. I always like coming to Rayburn. I love his place. You know, I had a lot of success here and really enjoyed it. 39-3 through his 3 days of fishing. Thank you, Cody. Good job. You're in 4th place. It'll be a great finish for you. All right. Let's keep on rolling. Keith's still sitting there. 31-2 for this angler through his 2 days of fishing. He's from Moore, Oklahoma. Let's hear for Austin Cranford. Step up, Austin, watching you all day on live. Again, 31-2 through your 2 days of fishing. You need 15-4 to unseat Keith. 4 fish. 6 pounds, 13 ounces, 613. Going to jump Austin Cranford to 5th place with a 3-day total of 37.15. So it's going to be a great finish for this Moore, Oklahoma angler with a top 10 at the final event of the year with 37.15. Great job this week. Tell me about it, Austin.
Well, today was a lot tougher. I started on my flat out there that you can usually catch 1 or 2 keepers on this morning, and I caught 2 keepers on it, and I lost one. And I've been catching my fish out of brush on a jerkbait. And I pulled up to the first pile, and I looked in it, and I was like, uh-oh, we're in trouble. They're gone. And so I was rotating through about 10 piles until I caught most of my weight day 1 and 2. And about noon, I was like, well, I got 2, I maybe had 3. So I just went and flipped grass. So I hadn't done that yet. And then I caught a keeper that got me to 4. And it's been a great week, and I can't complain.
Yeah, you fish your heart out. We could definitely tell that on live. And, I mean, that's really all you can do as an angler. You got a ton of people out here, especially in the crowd and back home, who have made this a success for you. So who do you want to say hi or thanks to?
Yeah, I want to thank my girlfriend, my mom, and my dad. Guys, they've been to like 4 or 5 tournaments this year, and we've been from Florida to New York to here. So everybody give them a round of applause because they are always here.
And they are the loudest fans. I always know when Austin Cranford's coming on stage, and you are definitely supported.
Yeah, and I'd like to thank everybody watching back home. U.S. Fleet Tracking is my title sponsor. They've been with me for 2 or 3 years now, and I couldn't do it without them. I appreciate them. Let's see how this shakes out.
Good job. Again, one more round of applause for Austin Cranford. He's in 5th place. We doing all right over there, Keith? All right. Well, let's get ready to welcome him up. Your 2021 college bracket champion from last year. He punched his ticket to the Classic. Then he punched his ticket to the 2023 Classic just a couple of weeks ago at the Lake Hartwell Southern Open. Let's welcome him up from Burns, Tennessee. T-Mac, Tristan McCormick. All right, Tristan, 31-9 through your 2 days of fishing. 5 in the bag. You need 14-13 to unseat Keith. Looking for 14-13. 11 pounds, 10 ounces, all the way up to 3rd place for Tristan McCormick. So it's going to be a great finish for your former college champion. He got into these Opens via that victory in the College Series, and he now has a 3rd place here and a victory at Lake Hartwell, and he's headed back to the Classic again this year. You know, Tristan, really, I was thinking about it. You just need to sign up for all the tournaments, but don't fish anything until the October events.
Yeah, that'd be nice if we had 9 events in October. But, you know, it was a great time. I really had no idea I was even come close to making a top 10 here. Practice was terrible. The first day I just went out, put the trolling motor down, do what I love to do, and just use my electronics. I caught them all suspended on a little Rage Swimmer 2.8 Kitech, and then a little jig and spoon. I caught a bunch of fish today. But I had one this morning that disposed on me, and it was a little one, so I was just calling around it, and that kind of hurt me. But, you know, it is what it is. It's been an amazing year. We're going back to the Classic, and like Keith said, you know, once you make one, you do not want to miss one, and it's I'm super excited for it. I just want to say a huge shout-out to all my family. I got both my aunts and my uncle here, so shout-out to them. My fiance's watching. Couldn't do it without y'all, all my sponsors on this jersey. It's what makes it possible. I got to go home and get that Toyota unwrapped and get it rewrapped for next year.
I'm going to talk about that real quick. So as a college bracket champion, every year one angler in the college series punches their ticket to the Bassmaster Classic. They have to go through an 8-person bracket. It's very intense. We just did it a couple of weeks ago. Louis Minetti is the newest champion there. But with that victory, they also get berths into all 9 of the Opens. They get the use of a fully rigged Toyota Tundra, one of those new 2022 Platinums, the use of a fully rigged Nitro Z20 with all the bells and whistles on it, and you get to go fish in the Opens, and here's what happens. So, again, just to tout the college program a little bit.
Yeah, it is. You know, Bass has an amazing college program. You know, it's so hard to make. It's literally cutthroat over there on the college side, and there's so many good guys. I mean, you can see a lot of these younger guys up here, too. You know, we're all hungry. We just love the bass fish, and we just leave it all out there. But like I said, huge shout-out to Bass again. Toyota, couldn't do it without them, and congrats to Keith.
Tristan, good job, man. We will see where you end up. He's in 3rd place, and he's headed back to the Classic. We will see you there. 3 left. All right, let's welcome him up. 31-10 for his 2 days of fishing. He's from Jonesboro, Illinois. Come on up, Hayden Newberry. All right, Hayden, step up. 31-10 through your 2 days of fishing. 3 more in there. You need 14-12 to unseat Keith. Looking for 14-12. 3 pounds, 15 ounces. Going to jump him up to 8th place with 35-9 through his 2 days of fishing. And he is, again, from Jonesboro, Illinois, and wrapping up the season with a top 10. So, yeah, top 10. That's a good way to end it.
Yeah, it was a great way to end it. I had a really awesome week today. I just lost track of the fish. I kind of had an area that I thought was going to last a little bit longer. I left some parts of it for today, and when I went back, it was like all the fish moved, and I made some bad decisions after that. It was a little bit too stubborn, and I chased them. I've been fishing a swim jig, catching all of them, except for one fish I weighed was on a drop shot, but the rest I've been swimming a jig on the edge of the grass, and they just kind of vacated the area on me. Then, you know, I had some issues.
I was going to say, everybody, if you're watching live, we saw a little bit of theatrics there, a little bit of drama with some water coming over the backside.
It got a little dicey. The fish I had in the live well just about swam out. I went to change some areas and hit a big set of waves. And next thing I knew, my motor shut off on me. My cowling was full of water. And then when we turned around, we took a bunch over the back and took another one over the back. And then before too long, I was like, this thing might go down here in a second. And
thankfully it didn't, and we made sure it wasn't going to, right?
No. We had it under control. We got the motor started back and got back in a cove and got all the water out. And then second time around, we made it out. But, yeah, it worked out. Caught one at the end of the day on a brush pile, which that was what I should have been doing the entire time. But yeah. Oh, yeah. And let me thank all my family. Thank my wife for being here all week with me. She's an online teacher, and she's been teaching out of the tent at the campground. She comes to the tournaments with me, and she makes it work on the road. And
tackle deliverer this morning, too.
Yeah, also, I left a couple swim jigs at the campground, and my wife was good enough to run back there and grab all my boxes for me and run them down.
She didn't come back with just 2 swim jigs. She came back with every last piece of tackle you had at the campground.
Yeah, I think she might have been a little nervous she was going to miss something, so she pretty much grabbed every single bit of tackle I'd left in the tent and brought it down there. But I got my swim jigs. I got what I needed. All right,
well, again, great job. Let's hear it for Hayden Newberry one more time, wrapping up the season with a top 10 in 8th place. And, yeah, if you didn't see the water come over the bow, I'm sure or the backside, the stern, I think we'll probably have that on replay if you want to catch that out. All right, he's been hotter than any angler coming into today on the open side. He has five top tens in 9 of these tournaments. He has a victory at the James River, and he is classic qualified. He's from Japan, and he is a Bassmaster Elite Series angler. Let's welcome him to the stage, Mr. Kenta Kimura. All right, Kenta, 33-13 through your 2 days of fishing. Doesn't see Keith. We need 12-9, looking for 12-9. 2 pounds, 10 ounces. It's going to jump you up to 8th place. And again, Kenta, 5 tournaments, top 10s out of the 9 opens he fished this year. And that is very hard to do in a 225 field on all those opens. A victory. We're headed to the Classic. We're qualified for the Elite Series again. It's been a great year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I wish to win another one this time. But, Liddy, I feel like I got enough knowledge to win this thing. But I just made a completely wrong decision. This is the kind of game we're all playing, so I can't complain about it.
Yeah, it's still great, though. Was this your first time ever being to Sam Rayburn, or have you fished here before?
This is I think, a second open I'm fishing here. And, I don't know much about it, but I've seen enough, good stuff I like to fish. So, with this wind, you gotta be pretty smart to look around the way you're at.
You definitely got it going this year. You had a stumble at Ross Barnett. That was really your worst finish. But outside of that, you took a victory home at the James River, and the Opens, you've just been on fire this year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm just, this is number 18, include the Elite Series. So, just trying to be a better fisherman and, better competitor. That's what I'm working on. And since, last year I was just fishing like the way everybody else was fishing. But this year I'm just trying to create it my own way, and it works out pretty good.
It's clearly working for you now. Okay, so we got a lot of sponsors on there. Who do you want to say our thanks to for your season?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I got to say thanks for all of my sponsors and all of my fans watching this and over in Japan, and also all the American guys here. You guys are such nice people. And also
most of us are.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, also the SDG Marine, these guys have just been working on my new boat for next year, actually. And we just got to rig it up, and it works fine. So,
good.
Yeah.
Are we, so the off season, we going home to Japan, or are you going to stay in the States?
Yeah, I'm going to spend a couple months over in Japan and come back over and start fishing again.
Start fishing again. So when will you be back in the States?
It'll be maybe sometime in January. Yeah. So, yeah, while I'm here, just traveling around all over the country, which that's what I like to do.
Right. Well, very good. One more round of applause for Japanese angler Kenta Kimura. He's headed to the Classic. He's headed to Japan now. Go enjoy some R&R. We're down to one person. Looks like Keith already knows the drill. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
All right. Well, we're going to bring him up first to talk to him about it. So come on up. Logan Latuso, the biggest bag of the tournament. I heard Sukhan say I'm going to say unofficially, but I heard him say the third largest bag in Opens history was that 31-4 bag yesterday.
Yeah, I still don't know what to say about that. That was just a magical day. I'm still amazed by it.
All right, so I do want to point out one thing right here. You see your name? You see that right there? What place does that say you're in?
7th.
You've only fallen to 7th place. What place did I say you needed to be in to punch your ticket to the Bassmaster Elite Series?
7th.
And you haven't even weighed yet. How's that feel? 2023 Bassmaster Elite Series angler Logan Latuso. That sound pretty good?
It sounds really good. I like it.
Well, good. Well, so, clearly yesterday was key. Tell me how you caught that bag. I want to hear about that first.
The first day I stayed in the grass and it killed me. Trolling motor broke. Thanks to the guys at Humminbird, Minn-Kota. They got me back on the water. Went out there. I caught 3. Yesterday I scrapped everything I was doing. Went offshore. First bite I had was a 9-pounder. Second bite I had was a 9-pounder. I'm like, this will be a good day. Ended up catching 31 pounds, and I went back today. I was like, I'm going to do it all day. And, I caught 4, and I set the hook on 2. I never turned, and it goes that way. You win some, you lose some, fishing brush piles. I want to thank all my family and friends for coming. The guys at Cajun Outboards, they got me hooked up before I came up here. All my sponsors and everyone else back home watching.
So your dad, I do got to call your daddy out real quick. He called me. He was in this tournament, and he called me after day 1. He's like, I'm just sick, man. I got the flu. I got to go home. But little did I know, his boy was going to make him have to come back up here. So he's are we doing better, Robbie? Are we feeling better? I think we're probably good now, but did want to call him out and jab him a little bit.
Yeah, I would have never thought I would have made a top 10 coming from 107.
You climbed 100 spots yesterday, and it's going to be why you punched your ticket to the Elite Series.
It's a dream come true. That's all I can say. It was magical.
Well, now I want to see if maybe we can take home this trophy.
All right, let's try.
Go get your fish. Keith Combs, step up right here. It's about to go down. We got Logan Latuso coming to the stage. He's got 4 in the bag. He had 37-1 through his 2 days of fishing. 4 in the bag. He needs 9.5 to take home the victory. If it's not, it goes to Keith Combs looking for 9.5. 7 pounds, 7 ounces. And Keith Combs has just punched his ticket to the Bassmaster Classic. You made it interesting coming down to the final event, the final day of the year, and you're headed to the ship.
It is. It's awesome, man. It's awesome to be here at home. This is my home lake, and I live in this part of the country because of Sam Rayburn. I love this place, and I love the people here that come out and watch us catch fish. It's awesome. But, no, I mean, you know, it's been a grind of an elite season for me. I had some ups and downs, and took it down to the wire, the final day of the season, and it just worked out.
Grab that hardware from your partner there, Bassmaster Elite Series angler Derek Hudnall. And for the final time of the season, let's hear it for your last champion, the 2022 St. Croix Bassmaster Open Series here on the Central Division. Sam Rayburn, Keith Combs, Bassmaster Elite Series angler, headed to the Bassmaster Classic. Your champion, let's hear it for him. Again, your St. Croix Bassmaster Central Open champion presented by Mossy Oak Fishing. Hey, you know you get with that $43,000.
That helps.
Yeah, that helps. Again, well, did you have the pressure? I mean, you know, again, you had I feel like the Elite Series is so hard to compete in. I think you were 62nd, somewhere around there in AOI. I mean, that's hard to get to that point. And so I wouldn't call it a bad year, but not a year you probably expected. So did you know you always had this one kind of circled that you could maybe potentially make it at the end of the season?
Well, you never know. You don't want to count on anything in this sport. That's for sure. But you know, Rayburn's been good to me over the years. I've always loved it here, and you know, worked hard, put in a lot of practice for this tournament, and you know, it's really kind of crazy. I found a really unique spot, and I found it 5 or 6 days ago, and it didn't have any fish on it, and I kept going back to it and checking it and checking it. I got one bite on it in practice, and I said, man, you know what? I'm going to go there early today, and that's why I won.
Well, again, great. You got a lot of people there. It's the end of the season. You want to get some thank yous in real quick?
Every single one, all my sponsors that support me, and my family and friends that come out, and you know they're here when I lose and when I win. My wife Jennifer, she's in the crowd, so thanks to all of them. Certainly couldn't do it without the sponsors, and certainly wouldn't want to do it without my friends and family.
One more time, hold that hardware high. He's your champion, Keith Combs, and he's headed to the Classic and keeping the trophy close to home. Thank you. All right, we're going to bring up second place. I hope he didn't go far. Where'd Derek Hudnall go? We're good. Logan Latuso punching his ticket to the Bassmaster Elite Series. Logan, come on up. We'll bring up Derek. I think there's probably no other person out here besides your dad that would like to hand you off that trophy right there, because he knows he's going to be in the same field with you next year, and there's your second place trophy, biggest bag of the tournament, and the third largest bag in the Open's history. Nice job, Logan. It's got to feel good, man. Congrats. Go celebrate. I know you got a posse over there waiting to celebrate. Good job. One more round of applause for Logan Latuso. And he did it. He jumped all the way to third place from Wisconsin. Come on up, Kyle Norsetter with 43.11. And you're headed to the Elite Series.
Yes, definitely. Super, super, super excited. Can't wait. Ready to get everything going and move forward.
We're going to ask Derek Hudnall over there to bring the trophy up and hand that off to you. And let's give him a big round of applause. Third place with 43.11. Real quick before we say sayonara, first place $43,867. Second place $21,307. Third place $15,040. Fourth place is $12,000. Fifth place is $10,000. Sixth place is $10,000. Seventh place, $9,400. Eighth place, $8,700. Ninth place, $6,800. And 10th place, $5,600. That is a wrap. It has been a fantastic season. Chris Bowes, we missed you this year, but you're doing a fantastic job running the entire department. I want to thank the entire Bass staff. They have been fantastic this whole year. All of our volunteers, Nate Byerly and the entire Texas Bass Nation for what they did here, and all of our volunteers throughout this year. I want to thank all of our hosts, all of our sponsors. It's been a fantastic season, and we will start again in 2023 in March on Lake Eufaula in Alabama. For then, though, for the entire Bass staff, this is our final sayonara from the Open Series, the St. Croix Bassmaster Opens. We'll see you guys in March of 2023. Until then, you guys have a nice time.